as with any skill set, you know, once you understand the fundamentals, which is what I'm there for to help you learn, really all you need then is repetition. Your eyes are going to become your teacher. So as long as you're constantly checking your work, which I see you're doing, then really what you need now to do is just to put in the time and complete a step of the project, and then come back and check with me so that I can give you pointers. As we get closer to the end of your class, you're going to start working more and more unsupervised, but coming to me on your timing when you feel you've got a question. Yeah, it's much better.
Yeah.
Go ahead and mark it.
We're doing the grinding, putting the edges onto my kitchen knives, putting on the whetstone. It's so bloody difficult. I mean, Murray makes it look easy. It's just, yeah, back and forth, and it's done. But then trying to do it, I mean, it wants to fly out of your hand and scratch all up the blade that you're not supposed to. I think I've done 6 now, other 990, and I might be able to get a bit proficient with it.
Looks like you got good control. I'm just going to let you work here for 5 or 10 minutes. Just go nice and slow, and just, it all has to do with careful observation. Like that.
I mean, he says stuff initially, and it's like, yeah, all right, I can't go too close to the line, I can't go through the line, I have to do this, I have to do that. But until you get to the later steps, you don't realise just how much that advice matters. Yeah, you think, oh, it's only a little millimetre, it's nothing, it's just a little scratch in it. But then when you get to the grinding belts, you've then got to bring every bit of steel down to match that little cut. It's challenging, which is good, but at the same time, you can definitely see progress. You can definitely see that the mistakes are less than when you started.
We finished that in, I think, 2 days or so, all up. Get the handle done, polish it up, put a nice edge on it.
The way the cam knife is different from the other projects is, first and foremost, you're going to design it yourself. Yep. The object lesson of making this knife is to instill in you the confidence that anything that you draw on paper, you can faithfully reproduce in steel.
You can learn off books and the internet and go at it and make mistakes and learn from that, but that would only teach you so much. I mean, I could have wasted 1,000 blades making the mistakes that Murray could just tell me so I didn't have to make them myself. I mean, life's too short to make all the mistakes yourself. It saved me hundreds and hundreds of mistakes that would have been costly otherwise.
There you go. Whatever you do, what's the one thing you can do to ruin the whole knife?
Overheat it.
Overheat it, so don't overheat the steel, good.
I want to make a career out of it, yes, but if you just want it to be a hobby knife maker, you don't want to waste hundreds and hundreds of blades on your hobby, and just being able to teach your eyes what you want to look for in a knife. Obviously never going to yell at you for making a mistake. He helps fix a mistake rather than just saying, yeah, it's done, it's ruined. So even when you make mistakes, he shows you how to fix them.
Yeah, you got it. Perfect.
Really?
Now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It actually looks really nice. Looks really nice. When you hold it to the side there, all you can see is just one thin line.
Bladesmithing as a career path, I'm really excited to sort of try. I really, really enjoy doing it. And I mean, that's what you want in a career. You want something that you enjoy, that's not a drag to do.
You need to heat treat this before lunch, so you get 15 minutes to grind it, 5 minutes to drill your holes. But don't hurt yourself. There it is. Nice. Nice. And see, there's still a little bit of heat left in there, but not enough to ruin the temper. That's perfect. And then you have the dilemma that every knife maker before you has faced. How far up to grind and how thin to grind the secondary edge. The more steel you leave there, the more robust the blade is at the sacrifice of cutting performance. The thinner it is, the better it'll cut at the sacrifice of strength. You have to decide what's a happy balance for you. This table saw here, that's cast iron. What we'll do is we'll actually try to, we'll try to scratch some steel off of this table with a blade. And if it wasn't hardened, it would just slide along and nothing would happen. If this is a hardened steel core, then we should be able to take some shavings off when you go ahead and give that a whirl. Okay, so what's your conclusion?
Cut them up.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of steel filings here in my hand. Getting a feel for it with your finger.
Yeah. I've got my camp knife, I guess you could call it a camp knife. The first knife that I designed and made, third knife that I did for the 500 class. Really happy with how it all turned out. Made it a much thinner blade, while still having a fat bit here so that it can be a chopper, get through tree limbs, cut wood, kindling, all that kind of thing. I mean, being able just to draw something on paper in half an hour or so, and then after a day, or day and a half, turn it to a sort of like a high quality knife that's gonna last me years and years. It's a pretty awesome feeling, really.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. It looks to me like you're right there. I think you're far enough along now at this point that you can tell me what's not perfect about your knife and things that you can do to improve it with time.
I've still got a slight bend in it that I need to get rid of. Grinding the secondary edge, all those little scratches that are still in there that would take hours and hours on the stones to get rid of will go. And yeah.
Overall, it's pretty good though.
Yeah.
I'm real pleased with your progress. While you were here with me, you learned the most important lesson that I can send you home with, and that is how to use your eyes and how to discern and see the things in knives that most people are never going to catch. But I think you've done real well. I'm real pleased. You made some knives, and this was kind of like your graduation project. And you've learned all of the fundamental aspects of bladesmithing. And now what you need to do is to ingrain those skills through repeated practice.
Yep.
Yeah. We've had a great time. You've been a great student.
I've enjoyed it immensely.
And you'd be welcome back anytime.
Cheers.
Over the moon that I decided to go with. As keen as I was and as much as I thought I did want to do it before I came over, it's really just proven it that I'm happy doing it. I mean, being able to make something like this in a day and a half is a great feeling. Cut something up for us.
Cut something up? Sure, I can do that. When I go back to Australia, I'm going to do a few months' work just to save up enough money so that I can afford flights back over, start making knives again.